Haven't already, this is probably a really good time to file save to make sure we don't lose anything we've done. Now let's work on something that's relatively easy, which is those columns. Also pretty important to get in place. Starting with the rectangle, at any point on the screen on the floor, start a rectangle and type in 15, 15. So that's 15 by 15. We see in our elevations that the columns are called out as being 15 inches by 15 inches squared. So they obviously don't match up what's drawn on the plan, but in terms of what we actually measured when we went to the space, this is what we found. Immediately select that by double-clicking and make it a group by either right-clicking Make Group or going to your shortcut. And now let's find the midpoint in both directions on this. So let's open this up and take the tape and drag from along the red axis to match up with this midpoint, and same thing in the other direction. So we have our center line, or center point of this shape. What I want to do is I want to carve out the shape of this column, but I want it to be even on both sides. So I'm going to drag 1 inch off of this line and 1 inch off of this line, bringing both tape guides into the interior of this shape. And I'm also going to do 1.5 off of that center line. Taking the rectangle tool, clicking from this point to this point, make a new shape, or a new rectangle within a rectangle, or rectangle within a square rather. Now, select this by double-clicking so that you've got the face and the lines around it. Hit your rotate tool, and at that center point, start by clicking once along the blue axis like that. Anywhere along this line, you can click again, make a copy of it, and rotate it all the way around to the other side. 180. You can even type in 180. That will give us the same exact shape so we don't have to redraw all of that. Select this little area and delete it. Delete it. Now click out in space. Let's also make this a component. All right, all that's left now is to use this midpoint to drag this so that it sits nice and clean along that line that we gave ourselves with this line here. So now what I need to do is just click anywhere on this line, this guideline here along this grid. Make a copy of it until I pop to this other line. I'm not going to do ×2 because this is 20'3", not 20 feet. So I'm going to just make another copy and drag it along here. Looks like I got way off on that one, so let's go ahead and Apple Z. I'll go ahead and undo that, or undo. And then I'm going to do another copy here. Straight along, holding down on this red axis until I click to that point. This is why it's nice to have this tape in place. Select this again, move copy, until I get to this point there, and then do one final, and this one I'm just going to eyeball. Click. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure at this point, I know I've said this before and it hasn't worked out, but I'm pretty sure we don't need these guides anymore. So let's Shift D or Edit Delete Guides. Open this up by double clicking. Activate Push Pull and bring these all the way up. For now, I'm just going to touch the top of this wall because I don't know where these are actually going to stop yet until I get my roof and beams in place. Okay? And that's good. We've got our columns.